Hello and welcome to this week's devlog video of my project Mini Countries. This week I'm going to show you the improvements I was able to make during the past 2 weeks. I've created some more animations for trade buildings, I added the first 3D sound effects into the game, I started the new and highly requested tutorial system, and I've also designed another level, which is Germany. So let's start the video after the intro. I started the week by fixing another issues I realized while testing the game. The first one was the incorrect display of inactive roads. When having an intersection of at least 2 roads, the affected road gets transparent when there is an open transport on one of the road tiles. In some cases the road layout for a tile got broken and it showed road parts which should have been deleted actually. After reviewing the code, I realized I used the wrong road type when checking the tile to delete. It took me a few hours to find this small issue, but it now works like a charm. Because of the fact most of the core game mechanics have already been completed, I set the focus on creating more animations. This time I worked on the trade buildings for wheat and wood. I created a little farmer model which also got the walking animation from the villager. But differently to the villager, the farmer should not walk around on the whole hex tile, but only on the fields they should harvest. So I had to extend the previous system, which only took a radius from the hex tile middle point or a game object center. But this time I didn't want to have a single radius to find the next spot for my little farmer, but also multiple ones in different shapes. So I added the support for detecting colliders. I added the functionality to the waypoint container to recognize sphere and box colliders. So I set that up for the wheat trade, which makes the farmer only navigate within these 2 boxes. Moreover, I changed the previous static model of the wheat and created 4 different wheat sizes, which will show up dependent on its progress. The second trade building I animated was the forest or wood tile. I created a woodcutter which should walk to a tree, cut it and make it fall and disappear in the end. For this I needed to change a few things. First, I only had a model for the forest and this one was static, so the trees were not able to change in size and I had no references to the single trees. So I recreated the model by removing the trees itself and only show the tree spots. In the meantime, I created different sizes for the tree and added a tree script for controlling the visibility of the different tree sizes. The trees now grow over time and wait for the woodcutter to get cut. But in this case I couldn't use the navigation system I used for a city or a wheat trade since I need to move to a specific spot. So for this I added the support of a waypoint system. The first waypoint item is the house door spot, which is behind the door within the forest hut, and the second waypoint will be picked randomly by looking for an available tree spot. The system looks for trees sorted by its growth, so it's looking for full height trees first, and if it doesn't find one it tries to get a medium-sized tree and so on. Because the trees always keep growing, there should always be a spot available for the woodcutter. And that's how the woodcutting looks in action. As you were able to hear, I started adding the first 3D sounds to the game. I didn't only add them to the woodcutter, but also to the windmill, the birds, or even the environment. I also added another level to the game, and as you have seen on the thumbnail, it's Germany. The reason why I started with Germany is that it's the first level where the player has all building options. To make the game more interesting for the players, I decided to stick to an incrementing level system. In the first level, which will be the Switzerland, as you were able to see in some of the previous devlogs, you only have to deal with cities, trade buildings and connections, of course. In the next levels, you get more and more building and upgrade possibilities, so the player keeps staying motivated to get to the next level and to have more building options. And I thought about another game mode which might be interesting. For this, I created a new city model which is specific to Germany and its location on the map. You can have a guess down in the comments what this game mode will be about. So far it's just an idea in my mind, but I'm currently evaluating this one in the next couple of weeks. And to avoid the player doesn't know what to do, I started creating the tutorial system. A lot of people reported that the advice in the alpha was way too much text, and yeah, there was only a placeholder. First of all, there will be an option to deactivate the new tutorial system in the settings menu, so you can explore everything by yourself, but if activated, the player gets information about new unknown things as soon as they appear in the game. I start with an explanation about cities and the global resource when the player launches the first game. In the upper section, I will add videos showing the things which will be explained below, and in case there are more information than just one for the current situation, you can navigate back and forth. With the final look at Germany, you also recognize that there are even more trade buildings coming in the later game. Let me know what resources you think are behind the hex tiles you currently see. And that's it for this week's video. I hope you liked the progress this week. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Have a great start into the next week and see you next time. Cheers.